Hello students. Day before yesterday I have shared one 3.4, 3.4, 2.2, 2.8, 3.8, 4.6. Right? Now you are supposed to fit a cubic curve. What do you mean by cubic curve? Cubic curve means this: y is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube. So if you go to the third power of x, we will call it as a cubic curve. Plus e is the error that will be there. Right? Now we have already seen earlier a term called as residual sum of squares or SR. So this residual sum of squares or SR is given by summation I equal to 1 to n error square. Now what is the error? Error is nothing but this e. Okay, so you can rewrite e on one side, so everything else on another side. So what I will get, e on one side, e equal to y minus a0 minus a1 minus a2 y minus a0 x a0 minus a1 x minus a2 x square minus a3 x cube, and then I take the square of the error, so it will be like this. So SR is summation I equal to 1 to n yi minus a0 minus a1 xi minus a2 xi square minus a3 xi cube square. Right? So what this means? So if I have I equal to 1, I equal to 1 means I will have the first point x1. So x1 value is 3, y1 value is 1.6. Right? So I can write y1 minus a0 minus a1x minus a2x square minus a3 x1 cube. So I am writing this equation, SR equation, okay, with first value of x. So it will be 1.6 minus a0 minus 3a1 minus a2 into 3 square minus a2 into 3 cube. Similarly, I can write for the second point. Okay, so for the second point, x value is 4, y value is 3.6. So same thing can be written here, 3.6, y2 is 3.6 minus a0 and so on. This way I can write for all the 8 points. So 8th point, last point, because there are 8 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last point, the value of y is 4.6. Y is 4.6. So this 4.6 comes here, minus a0 minus a1 into 12. Why 12? Because x set is 12 minus a2 into 12 square. Right? So this is just for your understanding. Right? I equal to 1 to n means I will change the value of the point from 1 to n and I will keep on writing this equation. Right? So all these 8 equations are written like this. But actually for solving the problem we should not do anything with these equations. This is for your understanding. This will give us residual sum of squares or the error squares added together. Alright, this is the meaning of this. Now what we want to find, when I say fit a data to a cubic curve, that means I given you these x values and these y values. So x and y have some relationship, but I want you to fit them in a cubic curve. Means I want you to find out value of a0, a1, a2 and a3. That is what I want you to find out. And to calculate a0, a1, a2 and a3, so that this SR is minimized. SR is minimized means the residual sum of square should be minimum. I want to minimize this SR. So how do I do that? So for doing that, I will differentiate the expression for SR with a0 and then equate it to 0. Then I will differentiate this SR with a2. Same way, differentiate with a2 equate to 0, differentiate with a3 equate to 0. Once I do all these things, what will happen? That I will get the equations in terms of a0, a1, a2 and a3, and after solving those equations, I'll get the answer, right? So coming here. Now look at this. Del SR by del a0 is minus 2 summation yi minus a0 minus a1 xi minus a2 xi square minus a3 xi cube. This is what you will get if you differentiate with respect to a0 only, because only a0 we are using, so all other terms will not be involved. So we'll have only with a0. Similarly, you can differentiate with respect to a1, you will get this expression. You will differentiate with respect to a2, you get this expression, and for a3 you get this expression. You note there is a pattern. Okay, what is the pattern? In every equation minus 2 summation is same. Then you have yi minus a0 minus a1 xi minus a2 xi square minus a3 xi cube. This is also same in every equation. Okay, only thing that is changing is for a0 there is no outside term which is multiplied. For a1 you are multiplied by xi, for a2 you are multiplying by xi square, and for a3 you are multiplying by xi cube. Okay, this is the only change if you see every equation. So here we have minus 2 summation, this term, this bracket term is common everywhere, this bracket term is common everywhere. Only thing is here we are multiplying by 1, here we are multiplying by xi, here we are multiplying by xi square, here we are multiplying by xi cube, right? So same way, if I ask you to fit a fourth order curve, then you will have del sr by del a0, a1, a2, a3, and one more term will be there, del sr by del a4. Okay, so there you will have one more term at the end, minus a4 xi4, and you can keep on writing like this. Okay, now if I equate everything to 0, that means if I equate this del sr by del a0 to 0, a1 to 0, and so on and so forth, and if I rearrange the equations, I will get these set of equations 1, 2, 3, 4 which are written here. Now what is the first equation? N into a0 plus summation xi into a1 plus summation xi square a2 plus summation xi cube a3 is equal to summation yi, right? So this is what I will be getting from the first equation. If I equate the first equation to 0 and rearrange the terms, I will get this. Okay, now again for second equation I will get summation xi a0, summation xi square a1, xi cube a2, summation xi4 a3, which will be equal to summation of xi into yi. This is the second equation. Same way I will write the third and fourth. Again note the pattern here. See, the coefficients are always a0, a1, a2, a3, right? In all the four equations you will have something multiplied with a0 equation. A0 is multiplied by n, a1 is multiplied by summation xi, a2 is multiplied by summation xi square, a3 is multiplied by summation xi cube. Whereas in second equation, this term summation xi is shifted here. Okay, this term summation xi is shifted here, this summation xi square is shifted here, summation x in the third equation, this xi square is shifted here, xi cube is shifted here, xi4 is shifted here, new term xi5 has emerged, and this right side xi was there earlier, now it is xi square yi. Same way you can look at the pattern, how the pattern is working, right? So this pattern you can understand and you can generalize this for any number of equations, right? Now all we need to do is calculate all these coefficients. So I need to calculate n, I need to calculate summation xi, I need to calculate summation xi square, summation xi cube, xi4, xi5, xi6, and the right side terms. So it is very simple. N is 8. How n is 8? Because there are 8 data points. 8 data points are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. That's why n is 8. Summation of xi is 59. Why? Because the addition of all these terms 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. What is the addition? 59. That's why it is 59. Okay. Summation of yi is 26.4. It is the addition of 1.6, 3.6, 4.4, etc. So this addition is 26.4. That's why summation y is 26.4. Summation xi square is 509. What is summation xi square? That means I will square every term. So 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, like this, and then I will add everything. So this addition is nothing but 509. Similarly, summation xi cube. Cube means I will take the cube of 3, which is 27, cube of 4, which is 64, and so on, and then I will add everything, that is 4859. Same way I can write summation xi5, summation xi6. Okay, then summation xiyi. What it means? I will multiply x and y. That multiplication I will write here. So this multiplication is which you can see here is 4.8, right? Then I can go on doing this. I can multiply next x and y, which is 14.4, next x and y, which is 22, and then I will add everything up, right? So this will be 204.8. So 3 into 1.6 plus 4 into 3.6 plus 5 into 4.4 and so on. This value is 204.8. Then I will do summation x square y into x square into y. That means I will square x multiply with y. That means I will multiply 9 and 1.6, 16 and 3.6, 25 and 4.4, 49 and 3.4, and so on, and I will add everything. That will be 1838.4. Finally, x cube into y. Okay, so x cube is this 27, 64, etc. I will multiply with corresponding y. I will add everything. This will be the total, right? So this is what I have written here. N, xi, yi, etc. All these values are calculated in this way. Once I get these values, I will write everything in the matrix form. So what will be the matrix form? So this will be, the matrix form will be, here you see n, so n is 8, I am writing n here, this is n8, then summation xi is written here 59. Okay, so these equations, these are 4 equations which are written in the matrix form. So n, summation of xi, summation xi square, summation xi cube. So 8, 59, 509, 4859 I written here, multiplied by a0, a1, a2, a3. Okay, so this is written in the column format. These are the rows. Similarly, I can do for the second row 59, 509, 489, 59, 49, 397. These are summation xi, summation xi square, xi cube, and xi4. So you see these three values are coming as the starting values. Okay, so if you see the first row, the last three elements of the first row are the first three elements of the second row. This is the new value. New value is summation xi4. Then again these three values 509, 4859, they are starting from here. This is the new value. Again these three values are coming here. Okay, so just to understand these three values, I'll just change their color for your understanding. Let's say these three values are repeating here. You see, are repeating here, right? Same pattern you can see in the earlier case. So if I say these three values are repeating here. Okay, so same pattern you can observe, and these three values, okay, are repeating here. All right, so you can see the pattern, how the pattern is being repeated, right? So this way you can write the, in the matrix form, multiplied by a is nothing but a0, a1, a2, a3 in the column format, equal to y. What is y? The right side. So first is summation yi. This summation yi is 26.4, summation xi y is 204.8, summation xi square y is 1838.4, summation xi cube y is 18164, right? So once I write this in the matrix form, what I need to find? I need to find the value of a. So what will be a? It will be inverse of this matrix z multiplied by y. So a is nothing but inverse z into y. I can calculate inverse z. This is the z inverse. Okay, this is the inverse of this matrix. This is z matrix. You can calculate the inverse. Now how to calculate the inverse, you know. Manually you can do that. Otherwise you can simply go to our this Octave and type this a, find use the command b is equal to inverse a, you will get the inverse, right? So you can do either way. So just find the inverse of the matrix and then multiply the inverse with y. Inverse with y, I'll get the final answer of a, which is minus 11.488, 7.143, minus 1.041, and 0.0046. These are the coefficients of a0, a1, a2, a3 which I had asked you in the quiz, right? So this is the way of solving the problem by using the mathematical manipulation. But why I have given you the hint for Excel is, I don't want you to do it in this way, because there are ready-made software which are available, which can be done. Using which you can do this. Okay, and Excel also provides you a very good facility. So let's do this using the Excel way. So what I'll do, I'll just take this data x and y, that's all I'm going to take in a new window, right? So this is x and y. I'll go to insert and what I can do is I can insert a plot. So this plot can be any kind of plot. Let's say I insert a scatter with smooth lines and markers. Okay, so this is a two-dimensional data, so I'll get a graph here very soon. See, I get a graph like this, right? Now I want to fit a curve or else I can different formats. Okay, I can go to this layout. And then there is a option of trends somewhere, so I'll have to find that. Just a minute. Okay, so sorry. Yeah, here it is. So you see trend lines. So go to options, go to trend lines, and then you say trend line, and then you have to more trend line options. Okay, more trend line options. It will take some time to come. Then you say polynomial, polynomial, and what order we want to fit? Cubic. So I'll do it 3. And this curve and the equation. Okay, so this black curve, this one, not the straight line, the other one, the other black curve is your cubic equation which is fit. And after, these are the coefficients of a0, a1, a2, a3. You see 0.0046 minus 1.041, 7.143, and minus 11.48. So these things we have just now calculated by so many efforts, right? So this can be directly done by Excel, and r square value is also calculated directly. It is 0.829, right? So this is what you can do with the numerical examples given in the book, because you have linear regression, but it is not expected that you will solve fourth order, fifth order manually. Up to second or third order it is all right. Beyond that, if you want to understand, you can do this. You can use Excel for your help, and this is how you can get the answer, right? So you should start using Excel and do all this stuff on your own, because in real research you will be requiring this, right? I hope this would have cleared your idea about the numerical. There was a feedback from student that you need me to solve this one step by step, so that's why I have done this video. Okay, thank you so much.